Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Character Dive, a show where we analyze characters from various sources of media. Let's go! It's been a hot minute since I've done an Akame got killed video, and I'm glad to be back in the saddle. In the previous episodes, we covered Esdeath, Kurome, Wave, and Seiryu. We still got 3 members of the Jaegers to cover. I do want to do Night Raid at some point, but we gotta finish what we started. So with no further delay, let's get into it. Alright, Seiryu, do the honors.
Come grace us with your presence, Dr. Stylish.
I love a good dramatic introduction, the very definition of stylish.
Dr. Stylish, a scientist who provides service for the Empire and a member of the Jaegers. He's got style, grace. He's also got some wild experiments. He's quite the character, that doctor. Despite not having as much screen time as the rest of his team, he's got some interesting characteristics which we're going to cover in this episode. So kick back and enjoy the show. Dr. Stylish is, well, stylish. Stylish in his mannerisms, fashion, and voice. He likes to strike those JoJo poses. He's definitely a JoJo fan. I mean, I'm a JoJo fan, so takes one to know one. Let's get the obvious out of the way. The moment he walked in, we all knew he was, quite zesty. This is evident through his interactions that he has with most of the male characters.
I'll polish you up in no time, cowboy. So don't be shy.
Except for Bulls for some reason. Although I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean, he's got the best looking body out of all the male characters. Maybe. Nah, Bulat's got the better body. There's a character ship you didn't see coming. Anyways, he's a good addition to the Jaegers. However, there's some sinister characteristics which lie beneath his playful personality, most of which involves his experiments. Let's take a deeper dive into this, shall we? Based off of his character bio, Dr. Stylish is obsessed with his experiments. He's quite the intelligent doctor, being able to enhance a person's capabilities through prosthetic upgrades. A perfect example of this would be the upgrades that he gave Seiryu. Not only did he restore her arms, he was able to give her weapon upgrades as well. Here's where things take a dark turn. For those who read or watch Akame got Kill, you'll be familiar with the danger beasts. Think of them as your typical monster you'd see in an RPG video game. Using his genetic engineering skills, Dr. Stylish created an entirely new race of danger beasts. These danger beasts were much more powerful. If you take a good look at them, you could see human-like characteristics. This raises a question. Were they genetically engineered from the ground up? Or were they human test subjects that became danger beasts? I'd say it's the second option, considering that most of his experiments involve human beings in the first place. There's another experiment of his which brings out a much more sinister side to his character. That being a drug meant to simulate Libura virus. This was during the events of Akame got Kill 0 when he was helping out the group of terror. Granted, the effects of the virus would eventually disappear, but it's still an eerie thought. A scientist creating a virus in hopes to wipe people out isn't too far off from reality, if you ask me. Let's talk about Dr. Stylish's connection with the other characters. When meeting with the Jaegers for the first time, he immediately takes interest in Wave. Whether it's sexual or just plain friendship is up for debate. Let's just say he's happy to see him. Now for Seiryu, he met her prior to joining the Jaegers. During one of Seiryu's flashbacks, we could see that Dr. Stylish truly had a genuine care for her. This is worth noting, because all the other characters he interacts with usually has some sort of goofy or playful undertones. But with Seiryu, it's a genuine kindness. He truly cares about her. One thing I would have liked to see more of is him interacting with Esdeath, considering that she's the leader of the Jaegers. Maybe we could have gotten some scenes where Esdeath watches Dr. Stylish work on his experiments. I think Dr. Stylish could have had more scenes in general. He truly is an underdeveloped character, like there's so many questions that could be asked. We know that he's single, Esdeath asked the entire team and nobody rose their hand except for Bowles. He's also quite crafty and intelligent. Dr. Stylish's battle against Night Raid is probably one of the most memorable scenes in the entire series. We see him take a bizarre transformation, making him appear unstoppable. But nothing is impossible for Akame and her Murasame blade. It did take Night Raid quite a bit of effort though, requiring the entire team to work together. Like I said, Dr. Stylish had potential. He is quite the underrated character. Seeing all the experiments that he had developed throughout the series, there's a lot that he could have done. Maybe there were other experiments that we never got to see. Maybe he can make replicas of all the Imperial arms. Or better, maybe he can find a way to negate the effects of the Imperial arms. He was taken down by Akame's blade. If he had taken more time to study Akame's Murasame blade, chances are he would have come up with an antidote to negate the effects. It sounds unlikely, but I think it's possible. Here's where the doctor messed up. He tried to pull off a sneak attack on Night Raid. Why would you send so much people in at once? Of course they're gonna wake up if they hear all that noise. What Dr. Stylish should have done was taken the time to study all the members of Night Raid, figure out how all their Imperial arms works, and figure out each of their individual weaknesses. It's ironic for a doctor as intelligent as him. A simple mistake such as being too hasteful messed everything up for him. Let's say he did take the time to study Night Raid more thoroughly. The story would have taken a very different route. Let's say he sent his test subjects in and stayed back, having them report back to him after the mission is done. Dr. Stylish would have been present during that battle against Night Raid and the Jaegers within the canyon. He probably would have gotten killed anyways, but it would have been cool to see him in that battle. Although, he wouldn't be on the battlefield exactly. He would be analyzing data on the members of Night Raid. After getting enough data, he would retreat back to his lab and develop an experiment that would work against them. The possibilities are endless with a character like this. In conclusion, Dr. Stylish left a heavy mark on the Akame Ga Kill series, being a very memorable character. I just wish he got more screen time. We would have had some pretty cool story segments. Oh well, one can always dream. And that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. If you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll see you in the next episode.